Okay, so right now I'm reviewing all the parts here, making sure that I covered everything properly. I'm removing all the nub marks and scar marks of any type. Just sanding down areas that I believe require sanding, and then double checking. Plus, I don't want to scar up the entire part. I just want to scar up a little bit to the areas that are affected, and then using a smaller finer grit of sanding paper. Parts like this, they were able to, during the molding phase, when this was assembled or molded, the num marks is in the part that's going to be covered up by another part. But something like this, you definitely need to sand it down a bit and then smooth it out. Here's one right here. This on the side. Just get it nice and even. By the way, I would like to take the time to mention a product that I really enjoy working with. And this could be a product placement, you could say, but these are the Waves 400 file sticks, which are very soft and they're big. They have a wide stick, you could say, which is perfect to put it on the table, and then you can sand parts over it because it's nice and level. But it's soft. And one thing I was looking at, reading the instructions or looking at the visualization of the instructions here, you can actually cut this and cut it to the size you want based on certain situations. So I actually took one of them and I began cutting some slices down, and I'm thinking of going a little bit further with this and maybe cutting a larger, what do you call it, like various dimensions and sizes for future builds, for future parts. So like make a well, right now this is a let me see here, this is technically 1/8, yeah, like 1/8 thickness, but I'm going to do it in millimeters. So I'll do like a 2 millimeter, a 3 millimeter, a 4 millimeter, because certain parts will have areas that you can't put on the stick on, and you may end up sanding down wrong or something like that. So for example, with the beam rifle here, or the beam assembly, there's this section here that had a seam line. So after I sanded down everything from the top flat without touching the inside, I then cut the parts that are needed and began sanding down the inside, so I can, get to the area without damaging it off the side. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here's a perfect example here. Like right here, I missed this part. So now I just need to go a bit further, so it's nice and flush. There we go. You can't see it. There's another product here that I have. Where the hell did I put it? It's one of my sanding sticks that I got last year. I just had it here a minute ago. Been moving a lot of things about here. It's somewhere here. But I had a finer grit sanding stick where I've been like cleaning it up in these areas. This one's like this is 600 grit. So this will be good for smoothing it out. Yeah, I think this is okay. But I see a nub there. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So this product is really cool if you want to cut it in various sizes and use it to sand down areas back and forth in smaller areas. That's very difficult to do with a larger sanding stick. I don't have any sanding files. I don't have files because the ones that I have are so coarse. They pretty much damage the parts. So I'm hoping to look into the possibility of getting a more finer sanding file in the near future. I'll wait until MosquitoCon comes, because usually the vendors will have something there at the show for me to review and take. Anyway, so going back to some of these parts here, I began cleaning them. This one is the leg binder, which I did glue on, and I'm going to sand this down so it's nice and even. Which, after seeing this, it's a good part here, because this one has two little parts that go here, a thruster that goes there, and then a plate that goes there. Why they didn't do as one mold and do two molds, I don't understand, but then I think it's because of this. That's why. So, yeah, there are certain things that can get away, and I guess they couldn't get away the way I was thinking about it. But in the midst of me sanding a lot of these parts, I nearly forgot something. The photo etch parts. And I began reviewing all the photo etch parts that I need. And I'm going to have to do a video of photo etch parts, because we need to discuss this in detail on what to do when you know, where to use them and where not to use them, and what would be appropriate. So first off, let me just show you this, and I actually showed it online. This is the side vent here of the shoulder blade, and as you can see, it looks like really good. However, I kind of made a little bit of a mistake, and it partly is my fault. I didn't have any more crazy glue. I had Gorilla Glue, but I had a brand of Gorilla Glue that was more of a gummy substance. So when you put it on, you gotta wait a long time for it to adhere. After I realized the mistake, I got rid. I couldn't continue using it for something so small and so delicate. I would not recommend using the Elmer's glue idea, because Elmer's glue is not something for something like this. And I used super glue on my last kit that I put photo etch parts on, and that was the GM Sniper 2. No, the GM Sniper Custom, excuse me. So I did this, and this came out okay. So I got this one done, and then the other one done as well. Then I moved on to the other parts, and I was reviewing what other parts need photo etch parts. Well, I mentioned before that I wanted to put something back here, and I was thinking of using these, which are perfect to go there. The only problem is, though, the gap is too big, even for the biggest part, and it keeps falling left and right, down and up. So instead of doing that, I did this. I put it on the yellow part, the smallest one right there. I don't know if this will open, but in all fairness, I did super glue it, and if it's not going to pop out with me doing this, I'm going to leave it alone. But I think that's good enough for where it is. And I have it on this piece right here, so all I have to do is slide it in there, and that's it. This will be painted as well, the yellow color, so that's good. Another part that I actually put on photo etch parts is actually the vent on the chest, and I'm kind of semi-regretting this, because I think I did this before. I should have put the part on, because now I don't know if this will bend. I'm going to try to attempt to bend it. Please bend. Alright, that's good. Please bend. That's good. Please bend. That I heard it move. Let me see if I can bend it further. There we go. There we go. So now it will look like that. I'm feeling the actual super glue being popped out. I will probably put a little bit later on to adhere it. So that's something to work on. The last part that I was using super glue was on this one right here. And this supposedly goes right above this. I think it goes there. No? Let me try the other one. Where is the other one? Oh no, it has to go over a white part. So technically that goes right here. Oh, there we go. Now, like I mentioned before, this was I may have to do a video about this soon, about how to handle and how to use photo etch parts. This is something that I will definitely look into in the near future. But this one came out okay like that, and this will be painted. And I'm going to probably end up doing something where it's going to, because there is a separation of the color here, so I may do a different color tone on this. I don't know yet. I am thinking it may be not a wise idea to use yellow on this. I'm thinking about changing it, but I don't know yet. So what do you guys think of that? Let me continue on, because I'm going to look into other parts. I'm going to do photo etch parts. I'm thinking of putting one here and put little heart points here. I'm also thinking of putting stuff here inside the yellows. This one doesn't need a photo etch part, but I think I may have something for this little hole right there. I had the little Y things that go in, you know, that was great, but again, these are not how can I say this? It's not the positioning or not the form of the part that it would look like. I don't know if I said that incorrectly. Something like this it looks like I can do, but I don't know yet. I don't think I'm going to put a photo etch part on that one, and that's fine. I was looking at something like this here, but no. And then there's the barrels that go here. We'll take this one step at a time and look at it and review it and see how it goes. I'm just going to continue working on cleaning it up, because then once I'm satisfied with what I got, then I'm going to move on to making a, getting the table ready for priming and painting. So I'm sorry it took a little longer, but I said 3 weeks. This is week 1 done. Get ready for week 2.